Hello, Omar. Hello, everyone. It's Omar Sham Borja, the Burger Popper, and I'm gonna do maybe some more of these just talking out loud, no guests, just me just sharing my thoughts and my knowledge on certain college football topics, particularly maybe like scheduling, bowl games, TV contracts. Starting with the Pac-12 CBS media deal, I've been encouraged to do more reaction videos like this, even though I won't make it a common thing because reaction videos I feel like are cheap and not as well thought out. And I just like talking with other people about thoughts like this. So if you want to talk about this in the comments below, just let me know. But yeah, shout out to Montana State Bobcats fan Twitter page. That's been our MSU Bobcats. It's a fan run Twitter page, fan run X page that has been encouraging me, has been, really invested in the future of this channel, just been giving good feedback and everything. And it's nice to know that he enjoys the content. I hope a lot of you guys do too. So sorry if I guess I'm more unpolished with this first time doing this. It's late at night. And just got a lot of thoughts in my mind. Just recorded a podcast too. I'm releasing tomorrow, so I'm just very wiry right now. But with the Pac-12 media deal, I just want to say, with the whole Mountain West Pac-12 situation, I'm not rooting for any conference to win or come out on top. I'm interested, right? I love Service Academy football. I'm an Army fan. I'm wearing an Army jersey, of course. So with that, with the Pac-12 signing with CBS, I was kind of alarmed as an Army fan at the thought of CBS choosing the Pac-12 over essentially its allegiance to the service academies, because CBS prides itself on being the home of the service academy football. They've had to deal with Navy for almost the past 20 years and with Army for the past 15 plus years to have their home football games on CBS Sports Network. They partnered with the Patriot League largely because of the service academies, and they were airing the Air Force, Army, Air Force, Navy games on the broadcast network, which broadcast means essentially antenna. For those of you that don't know some of these terms I use, such as over the air, but they were airing CBS or Army, Air Force, Navy, those games on big CBS essentially. And so that's just due to long-term commitment where Army Navy is supposed to be broadcast. It's been broadcast on CBS since 1996. It's going to be broadcast on CBS until at least 2038. That's 42 straight years of Army Navy. Huge dedication to the rivalry. CBS is the perfect TV partner for that and for military academy football. So I was kind of alarmed, honestly. That's my first reaction. It's like, what's going to happen with these games? And at the surface, honestly, the Pac-12 received the Mountain West TV deal that they have right now that's going to expire after this academic year with a minimum of 3 games on big CBS broadcast, CBS over-the-air television, including the conference championship game. And the rest of the conference's games after all the TV partners have picked will be on CBS Sports Network, which it's not a bad network to have, but it's notoriously never been rated by Nielsen. It's had lower carriage than ESPN, ESPN2. It's more on the level of ESPNU, honestly. And it's better than nothing, to be honest with you. Like the Pac-12 just simply could not exist. I mean, that's always the alternative, and not have a TV contract, but they have a TV contract with CBS Sports Network. And that's not the only broadcast partner. The CW is on board, right? Many people have said before the CW's on board. We know that they aired Washington State and Oregon State home games this past year. And there's going to be a third partner, maybe even a fourth partner listed as well. So it's interesting to see. But the CBS one came first. And my thoughts beyond the service academies, which I think just to close the loop with the Air Force thoughts. I think that CBS Sports Network and CBS will partner with Mountain West still, but on a really scaled down degree. I think CBS will keep 1 game on their broadcast network for the Mountain West per year, but it will be an Air Force game. I want to say it will be the Air Force Army or Air Force Navy game, whichever game that Air Force has at home and is under Mountain West broadcast control. That will be the CBS game for Mountain West. As for CBS Sports Network, I think there'll be a scaled down list of games. Honestly, um, I can't tell you an amount, but there definitely will be less. I think the Mountain West will stay with Fox. Of course, Fox will probably stay a partner, definitely. And the Mountain West gives, Fox that late night inventory that they don't really have with, say, the Big Ten as much anymore, or with the Big 12 even, where we had a couple weekends last year where there weren't even after dark games just because the way that these conferences have been dispersed. So Fox will stay with the Mountain West, and I do think that CBS stays with the Mountain West too. but on a very scaled back basis. I don't think they'll even be the primary partner. I think it'll just be one CBS game and then the rest of the games on Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2 more likely, Fox Sports 1 or 2 more likely, and then CBS Sports Network. And then, of course, the conference's regional partners. Now to the Pac-12. My thoughts on this with the Pac-12 is I just want to ask, of course, fans of the rest of the Mountain West Five that aren't Boise State, fans of Fresno State, San Diego State, Utah State, and Colorado State, where do you think who do you think is going to be on those three CBS games? And maybe it's not as much of a problem because you have the CW as a primary partner that's also broadcast antenna TV, which I've been a huge fan of the CW getting into the broadcast TV game. But I just think it affects the parity of the league in terms of recruiting, where I mean, bottom line up front, one of those games on CBS, at least every other year, is going to be the Apple Cup. Washington versus Washington State will be on CBS every year that it's a Washington State home game. Boise State will get a second home game. And then the third game, it's a minimum of three, but CBS very rarely went over the three-game threshold with the Mountain West, which it could be different for the Pac-12. I'm just going off what I know, what we know from past data. That's all you can do. I mean, the third game is going to be the conference championship game. So you have three teams rotating with that CBS with those CBS time slots, those CBS appearances, with maybe a fourth team getting thrown in there as maybe a Boise State opponent, or a Washington State opponent. But I just think it hurts parity of the league, to be honest with you, and essentially too just creates a haves and have-nots experience for the teams, right? Where Boise State's amazing, they've done great as a program, but credit to them too for playing their cards great because they're at the position as a program where they have bargaining power. They command bargaining power. In the Mountain West, they had their own TV deal. In the Mountain West, they threatened to leave if they didn't have their own TV deal. I can see it sort of getting to the point with the Pac-12 in the first 5, 6 years if Boise State is dominating, if they're still beating Washington State, Oregon State, they're still competing for the playoff, where they might command the same bargaining power even underneath the Pac-12 branding name. Where if they're like, if we don't get a minimum of one appearance on CBS, one appearance on, or this many appearances on the CW, no appearances on CBS Sports Network because we're too good for that. I think that they will have it. Like they will have that bargaining power if they're successful. And I think I kind of feel bad too. Well, yeah, I guess I kind of feel bad for the Mountain West Five because you left the Mountain West, which was ripe with that bargaining power of Boise State, to join a conference that might have the same bargaining power. I mean, Oregon State and Washington State already have bargaining power as it is right now because it was released in, I think, Chris Vanini's story of The Athletic, one of my favorite sports journalists, that Oregon State and Washington State are going to get the full college football playoff share for the conference. Like they're not sharing that for until 2028, I believe. So there's already preferential treatment, of members, and I don't think that's a great foundation to build a conference on. That's not a knock to the Pac-12. Like I'm glad they got a TV deal. I'm glad they're starting a new conference. I just want them to find their eighth member already, so we can just go on with our lives, and this conference realignment can just ripple and just end. But that's just my thoughts there. The three CBS appearances can kind of create a definite have and have not divide within the conference. Going on to the Mountain West, or going back to the Mountain West and the effect it might have, the Mountain West is in a situation that's very eerily similar to the WAC after Boise State left. And if you look at the WAC's first year without Boise State, mind you, the WAC still had two of its co-champions still in the conference. They still had the two of its 2010 I guess let me set the stage. So it's 2011. Boise State leaves to go to the Mountain West, but the Mountain West in 2010 had a three-way tie for conference champion. Hawaii, Nevada, Boise State all had one conference loss. Nevada and Hawaii are still in the conference in 2011 after Boise State leaves, but ESPN significantly scaled back their coverage of the WAC, where the WAC went from, I forget how many games they had, but it was much more than what they had in 2011. In 2011, they only had 7 games on ESPN linear platforms, which linear is just non-streaming, right? ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU. Only 7 games were aired on those three networks under ESPN's deal with the WAC. Two of those games featured Power Five programs, and a third game featured Boise State. So you have a conference without Boise State, and half of their showcase games are games that don't even showcase the conference because most of the country's there to watch the team playing the WAC team that's playing in that game. So not a great situation. In 2012, it got even worse when Boise State, Nevada, and Hawaii left left for the Mountain West in 2012. In 2012, there's just four games on broadcast television, or not on broadcast, sorry, on cable television for the WAC. Four games. That's all. That's all the WAC had. And one of those games involved a power conference, or two of those games involved power conference teams. One involved Utah playing Utah State. The other one involved Johnny Manziel and Texas A&M playing Louisiana Tech. And the other two games were games that were only aired because San Jose State and Utah State or and Louisiana Tech were great down the stretch. Utah State won the conference that year, only had one appearance on cable television. Um, I guess one WAC controlled appearance on cable television because they did appear against Michigan State, but I think or against Wisconsin, excuse me. But only two or three appearances for a team that won 10 games or that won 11 games actually. So and then the WAC just disappeared. I'm not saying the Mountain West is going to disappear, but they have I think CBS signing that deal is a huge blow to the Mountain West. And the Mountain West, they better win some games soon and win some big non-conference games and make runs at the playoffs soon, or else it's gonna end up like the WAC 2.0, where the product is not as marketable to TV executives, where it's seen as a third tier FBS conference. I mean, if we're talking about Western FBS conferences, I mean, TV executives may consider the Big 12 a Western conference. They might consider I mean, of course, you're going to consider the Pac-12 a Western Conference, but when it comes to late night TV slots, like the Mountain West might be third in the food chain in negotiating power for those late night TV slots, for future TV deals, and it's kind of a scary thought to be honest with you. But it's just kind of sad the point has gotten to. Um, I'm interested to see the deal and who the primary partner is for the Mountain West's 2026 deal onward. I want to say if I were to make a prediction right now, I'd have to say it's going to be Fox and ESPN. But ESPN is going to be so scaled back in their coverage that it's going to be Fox. It's going to be FS1, FS2, and then ESPN is going to get the rest on and either put it on their linear platforms or put it on ESPN Plus. Essentially, what they do with the Sun Belt. The Sun Belt gets a good amount now of linear TV games, but most of their inventory is on ESPN Plus. I mean, and that's it. So, um, that's just my thoughts there, honestly. So, just to sum it up short, just give a wrap if you made it this far. Scary times for Air Force and the service academies. We had a nice run having our games on over the air broadcast TV CBS, and also scary times in the Mountain West, and also too a chance to create less parity in the or in the Pac-12 with the CBS broadcast deal. Which I will add though, I think it's great that the CW is broadcasting college football because the rest of the conference will probably see their games on the CW every week, if not most weeks. I mean, most weeks, if not every week, there will be a Pac-12 game on the CW. So it'll be great to see. Honestly, I'm excited for this college football season. Excited to see 2026 what college football looks like after this next chapter in realignment. But let me know if you want to see me do more of these kind of stream of college football consciousness type of rants on the channel. And until next time, everyone, peace, love, and soul in the burger popper, and God keep you, make his face shine upon you, be gracious to you. Um, Thanks for watching. Goodbye.